Yeah, we're getting a lot more seasoned, and there's going to be some young guys that are going to play for us. VJ Payne's going to play, Kendra Steiger's going to play, guys that are new to the program. Kobe Savage is going to play, although he was here in the spring, so we feel a little bit more comfortable with him. Drake Cheatham. I mean, these guys are going to get time, so I'm eager to see what they do on game day. But they're certainly impressive at practice.
Josh Hayes kind of emerging as the leader in that back end.
He's just dynamite. He's just so mature, he's been around championship teams and been around really great defenses, and I appreciate his perspective in the room, just reinforcing all the things that us as coaches are trying to get through to these guys, and he's been a living example of that. He was a guy that also played as a young guy. I remember Josh back when, I can't remember the year, it's probably 2017. We were playing in the semifinal game at North Dakota State, and Josh was our third corner, I think, at the time, and both number 1 and number 2 got injured in the semifinal game, and he had to start in the national championship game, and that was his first start. And, he didn't back down from it at all, and I think he's trying to get some of that through to some of these younger guys now that are going to get their chance on Saturday.
How much do you think in Khalid Duke will be able to play game 1?
I think I think his knee looks fine. I think he's been running around great. I think his wind is pretty good. I won't say it's 100% yet. I think he's going to be a work in progress in that degree, but we plan on using him a lot. I mean, he's going to be a significant contributor here right out of the gate.
What do you want to learn the most about your unit on Saturday once the game is over?
I want to find out. I feel like I know how Deuce Green's going to respond. I know how Eli Huggins is going to respond. I know how Julius Brents is going to respond. I want to find out, how some of these newer pieces are going to respond. And all indications are they're going to respond just fine. But that's the biggest question mark is as we continue to build trust throughout the year, trust within the unit, trust within each other. Those guys are going to have to ball out on Saturday. So I'm excited to turn them loose, see what they do.
Practice down reps. How do you manage the personnel looks to get different guys and different combinations in, but still get that consistency?
Yeah, that's something we spend a lot of time. This certain guy needs to see this look. He hasn't seen this look for 3 days. We need to get that. That's the deal. I mean, that's why we show up at 5:30. That's why we do what we do. I think one thing that our guys have gotten so much better at since we've been here is learning when they're not in. I think back even a couple of years ago, guys were just interested in what they were doing. Coach, I watched myself, and now it's turning into, Coach, I saw so-and-so had this. This is what I was thinking. Is that correct? They're putting themselves more in the position instead of just putting themselves in their own skin, which is a sign of maturity.
Last time we talked to you, you said the defense last year played good because they weren't always right, but they played good because they played fast.
Yep.
Do you feel like you have the ability to be right a lot more now?
I do. I think we understand it a lot more. I think as coaches we understand it a lot more. I don't know if I use this example or not, but last year I think there was even times on third down where we spent so much time in the offseason developing the base down package that third down was sometimes just a hodgepodge of things, and it was learned week to week. And maybe that was part of the reason why we weren't as good on third down, because it wasn't very consistent from week to week. I think we've developed that package a little bit better. We've developed our own coaching points, teaching aspects to each call better as coaches, and I think that's translating to the kids. And I think, the more they get time on the grass, the better we're going to be.
You feel personnel-wise you're better suited now with the changes you were able to make in the offseason?
I think we're more athletic as a group. I think we're older as a group, which I think is a big deal. You take a guy like Felix even last year. Felix was a young player. He had a sensational year, but he was just he was green as grass last year. And, just putting another year on him, another year on Nate Matlack, another year on Austin Moore, all these guys are better players than what they were. Forget about it. Deuce Green is a better player than what he was last year. I mean, it's so you couple that with some of the athletes that we brought in here too, and some of the guys that I think like Josh Hayes that can really run, and I'm excited with the personnel.
Is a rush package that you might look at more top secret than government documents these days?
Are you asking me if there's a top secret program? I can neither confirm nor deny anything. No, as we get going in the season, we're definitely interested in showing more looks. I'll leave it at that.
Is there a certain phase
where you think South Dakota can test you the most?
Yeah, I think what's the consistency that South Dakota has in their program from what they've done offensively. I think and the veterans that they have, it's concerning. I mean, they're going to come in and execute what they do, and they've seen every picture 1,000 times, I'm sure. And so, in order for us to win, we're going to have to play with speed. We're going to have to execute ourselves. We're going to have to identify pictures. We're going to have to tackle well. And this is certainly no rollover at all.
After what he did last season, are you expecting Felix to see a lot more double teams and special blocks keeping away from quarterbacks?
I do. The cool thing is we've got some pretty good ones around him also. So it's not like he's a one-man gang out there. I think he's going to get his attention for sure, and I'm hoping that benefits Nate Matlack, Khalid Duke, Brendan Mott, whoever. And so that's a cool aspect of where we're at right now, personnel-wise.
We've probably seen the least of Brendan Mott. What kind of makes him tick and makes him in the rotation right now?
Just extreme motor, extreme effort, energy guy, always right. One of those kind of guys. I mean, he's the epitome of Kansas State to me. I mean, he is a guy that's earned it every step of the way. A guy that was a walk-on because he was just simply not big enough to play, and now he's 245 pounds and he's strong, and I mean he's there couldn't be a better representation of who we are at Kansas State than Brendan Mott.
How has Sean Robinson handled the switch from safety to safety?
I think really naturally, because he is that's what he played at Missouri prior, and he's played that position, saw a lot of the same keys, a lot of the same alignments as what he's doing now, and so he's been. I think that came a little bit more natural to him than safety did, to be honest with you. So it's been pretty seamless.
Between the three freshmen you have on the two deep in Jake Cliff and Jacob Parrish and VJ Payne, how much do you anticipate those guys seeing?
I think all three of them will see significant time. I think, and I think they're all ready. We didn't gift it to them. I mean, there are other guys in the program that are capable. They earned it. All three of them did. Jake Clifton's probably one of the smartest. I shouldn't even single him out. All three of them are just extremely intelligent, but just picking up what they've picked up in that short amount of time that they've been able to work with us is awesome. And you couple that with the extreme athleticism that all three of them have, and it's exciting for the future.
When are you thinking Will Honus will be able to play again?
I think he's a couple weeks yet. We'll see. It's kind of a week-to-week thing. There's an outside possibility of it being sooner, but I would think it'd be a couple weeks yet.
USD quarterback camp, what could he do to cause you guys some problems?
Well, I think he's pretty good with football. I think he understands where he wants that thing to go, and I think he manages it really well. He keeps plays alive, and he's not afraid to take his shots, certainly. And so, I always get nervous when those veteran guys come in here that have played a lot of football, and he's got that on his resume.
So we had talked about catbackers in June, and you were talking about how this defense has some potential.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the time is here, just how excited are you for this defense?
Still potential right now. I mean, until we actually put it on the grass, I don't want to say anything. We've got to go out there and earn it, and I think that we've made that clear to them from the outset, that this is not necessarily a carryover from what the 2021 team was. This is a whole new group of guys, and we can carry that legacy with us, but that's not our team. We've got to go out there and we've got to execute. We've got to get off the field. We've got to keep points off the board. We've got to get the ball back to our offense. And so, I'm extremely excited about this group, but the proof is in the pudding.
Have you guys been able to make it through the week fairly healthy relative to how you started the week?
Yeah, we've been good. We've been practicing hard, and I think athletically, I think the fact that we can keep more guys on their feet during practice certainly keeps us away from some of those soft tissue ankles and whatever that might happen.